At New York International Bridal Week, BridalShoesTV spoke with top bridal gown designer Claire Pettibone. Pettibone has won worldwide acclaim for her unique style. She's known for stunning and intricate dresses with a glamorous yet ethereal feel. With BridalShoesTV, Pettibone shared her do's and don'ts for bridal shoes.
This is Mary with BridalShoesTV, here talking with Claire Pettibone, wedding dress designer. I have a couple of questions for you regarding wedding shoes and kind of your thoughts on some things. So a lot of brides get very concerned with matching their jewelry to something that's going on with their shoe. For example, if there's silver or gold in the embellishment, they kind of are concerned with that matching something like their earrings or their necklace or their headpiece. Do you think that's something that they should be worried about?
I do think that it's best to stick to a metal. So if you're going with the golds, then keep that consistent with the dress and the shoe, and silver, same thing. I would agree on that.
A lot of times we'll tell our girls in the store, you know, if you buy these shoes, you can dye them darker afterwards and get a second use out of them. What do you think that you would advise on that? Do you think they should try to do that or just kind of treasure them forever as their wedding shoes?
Right. I think that's a great idea, especially if budget is a concern and if she's spending, you know, an extra amount of money on these special shoes, then it's a great added value that you could dye them later and wear them again.
Right.
On the other hand, if she finds a shoe that she just, you know, wants to preserve that memory, then keep it as is.
Well, what would you tell a shorter bride who is just maybe not as comfortable wearing a heel? Do you think she could benefit a lot from wearing a higher shoe? Or a tall bride who's afraid she's going to be taller than everybody? Should they just always wear a heel or just be comfortable?
I think with the petite girl that, you know, the platforms that are out right now are really great if she needs to or wants to add that height. You can do a wedge is also great and a little more comfortable. Since your wedding shoe is not necessarily going to show completely, you know, under the dress. So the wedge doesn't really, it gives you the height, but it's not necessarily that part of the shoe is going to show.
No, I completely agree. Wedges are more supportive. They can tend to, you know, just be more comfortable wearing all day.
Right.
So kind of going into that with, you know, you don't see the whole shoe, a lot of girls will say, no one even sees my shoes. What does this matter? You know, do I even need to worry about it? What do you think about that?
Well, they will see your shoes. First of all, the most important part of the shoe is the toe area, because that's what's going to be, as you're stepping and walking, the part that is on display for the most part. So you definitely want to make sure that front of the shoe is really pretty and attractive. The heel actually is not quite as crucial, because if you're wearing a full-length gown, it's only on certain moments that the heel of the shoe is going to show. But you know, depending on when you're dancing and if you're doing the garter, you know, different times of the occasion that your shoe will show. So I think you know, it's your day, you've gone all out with your dress and your jewelry and your hair and your makeup, so you don't want to neglect the feet. They've got to be pretty too.
Right, exactly. You have a more finished look, pull everything together. Well, what do you think about a bridal purse? Kind of going into the whole finished look, do you think that that contributes to the ensemble, that they even need a purse? What are your thoughts on that?
That, I think, is kind of optional. It depends just on whether she wants that additional accessory. It's nice to have to keep your lipstick and, you know, a little freshen up, but I wouldn't say it's required to have the purse.
Well, is there anything you think is missing from the bridal shoe industry that you'd like to see? Maybe brides are asking for something that they haven't been able to find?
Well, talking about the wedge, I guess that is definitely an area where girls are, especially an outdoor wedding where she's going to be in the grass, let's say, and doesn't want to be sinking into the the dirt. So those have been really popular, and I think a little more challenging for the girls to find really pretty wedges, or dressy enough. So, you know, to go with her dress.
So a combination of something that's formal but also supportive.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Let's take a look at some of the dresses that you have here. So this one, for example, since there are metallic themes in it, do you think that a metallic shoe would be appropriate?
Right, so this would be a case where I would definitely recommend sticking with gold rather than a silver, since it is such a predominant color in the dress. Or you could do an ivory, which is a neutral, but you know, I think a gold strappy sandal would be really pretty here.
That'd be great. So for something like this that has so much embellishment, would you try to do something that is more simple?
I would just do either an ivory, again, maybe a strappy shoe would be pretty, or just a simple pump would be pretty as well. If you wanted to pull in some silver with this, that would be lovely.
So you could do metallic or a white ivory shoe?
Yeah,
perfect.
Either way. So this dress has a more of a kind of a, you know, country, casual kind of feeling about it. So I think a more relaxed shoe would be appropriate, but you don't want to go too casual, because it is, after all, still your wedding day. Sometimes a little ballet flat can be pretty if you don't want to add the height. That's a nice option. Or just a pretty springy shoe. Even a pop of color could be fun with this dress.
So since so many of your dresses are made out of this very beautiful ethereal fabric that's very flowy, is there anything that a bride should consider when purchasing a shoe? Like things that might get caught on it, or just anything that she should be aware of?
You don't want to have too much beading or the heavy rhinestones, you know, things that have the little prongs. Those can be a little tricky sometimes with getting caught, and especially, like I said, at that front section of the toe. You don't want to get caught on your dress as you're taking a step out.
Great.
So.
Well, thank you so much for answering our questions.
Sure, my pleasure.
For more videos about bridal shoes, visit BridalShoes.tv.